cost of living has been one of the biggest issues this election. It comes up every day, right? Someone
Comes up when we visit our residents as well.
Yes. And many opposition parties have highlighted the GST in particular, and they have put forth proposals. Some include like exempting GST on essential items or reducing GST down from 9%, right? So for those watching, Shawn, you've actually overseen the last 2 budgets and you've worked on programs such as CDC and SG60 voucher scheme. So as a former budget director, what's your take on what the opposition is saying about lowering GST in particular? Like, how feasible are these ideas?
So I want to start by saying that it's good that we have policymakers also coming to politics, because we understand not just the ideas that are coming up, but the practicality of the ideas and how feasible it is to implement some of these from the civil services perspective as well. I don't want to spend too much time on it because this can be a whole hour-long discussion. But suffice to say that some of the ideas in terms of exempting certain items from GST and all would lead to additional adverse behaviors, like gaming, like seeing whether a certain item is essential and not essential. And then the companies would then try to reclassify their items in a certain bucket to get a lower GST. Just as a quick example, I must say that I've only had the pleasure of being in the Ministry of Finance for a year and a half. So it was after the GST was raised. But what gave me a lot of pleasure was implementing the schemes, like the CDC voucher scheme and all, which gave that assurance for a time-limited period to many of our residents. In fact, many who saw the same video asked me what I told my son. Maybe Nat, I can share that with you. So as all parents, we don't want to answer our children directly, right? We don't want to tell them the answer. We say, what do you think? And the first thing my son said to me was, oh, we have CDC vouchers to help the community and to help those who need some support. And I was like, that's great. That's great that you're thinking about that. I don't talk about that at home. Or rather, it's not that salient to me that I talk about that at home.
So how does he know about the cost of living issues? He's 12, right?
He's 12, yeah. PSLE, yeah. He reads the Straits Times. He reads the Straits Times. We have a hard copy at home. Just a plug. But I didn't stop there. I said that, yes, that's time-limited help. But what is the permanent help that we can do for Singaporeans? And then we had a discussion, and I shared about how now I'm in the private sector. So businesses, incomes, jobs, livelihoods. Raising incomes is a structural way in which we can help Singaporeans adjust to the cost of living. I'm mindful that in the community, there are many seniors who have retired long ago, for which rising incomes and a good economy may not necessarily translate to direct benefits. And so we're also thinking about how to support them better, both in terms of community support schemes, but also nationally, how we can give them more assurance in their retirement.